Hi, welcome back to the next episode of Property Wealth Legacy. In the last episode, we covered how should a first-timer investors begin investing in property. If you remember, I have covered the PESI strategy for this group of first-time property investor. Let's recap. PESI, P stand for plan, earning, saving, and investment. P, you have to plan for what is your budget for your first investment property. E, you have to maximize your earning capabilities and start earning as young as possible. S, you have to start saving. Saving not for the sake of saving, but saving for investment. So, investment is investing in your first private property. Okay, in today's episode, we shall look into what should the first-time property investors invest in. Okay, should they invest in resale properties or new launches, 99 years or freehold properties? Let's dive in. Whether it's resale or new launches, there are some common criteria for which property investors, especially the first-time investors, should look into. First, look into the demand and supply dynamics of the property you want to invest. Let's dive into demand. What does demand means? When you look into the criteria of the property you want to buy, is there a healthy demand? Okay, let's look into the criteria. First, demand and supply. Demand. Is there a healthy demand 5 years down the road, whether it's for the new launches or resale property, when you're considering this flip and sell strategy? And supply, is there a lot of supply coming up that will prop up your existing property that you have bought? So several things that can determine demand and supply is, for demand, is there a good school? Is there good traffic nodes near MRT? Is there a shopping district around you? And for supply, is there a lot of government land sales that comes up and broad properties that is coming out and sold? Both these criteria are important in your selections of the unit that you're going to purchase. So number two criteria, you have to choose the right unit types. What do you mean by right unit types? Whether it's 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms. And also, does it have an efficient layout with not a lot of balcony space or aircon latch, right? So going back to your budget, if your budget allows, go for larger unit if possible, because in the flip and sell strategy, your objective before you exit for profit, you may want to rent out for passive income. So by choosing a larger properties, you will have a higher income for your renter. Next, we'll look at the per square feet of the unit you're looking at. Right now, new launches are at an all-time high, right? OCR in Lentor area are already selling from 2001 per square feet to 2005 per square feet. Whereas you can look into District 9, whereby there are some old resale property and freehold that's selling between 1,003 to 1,005 per square feet. And these 2 weeks, I have 2 mentees who has, under my guidance, bought units that are ranging from 1,003 to 1,005 per square feet for freehold resale property in District 9. Lastly, you want to look into the project size. What do you mean by project size? Ideally, you should look into projects that are at least 200 units to 500 units. You do not want to have one project that is below 200 units because they will have lesser transaction that you can base on. Whereas on the other extreme, if you choose mega projects, they are close to 1,000 units, For TOP, for new launches, you have a lot of competitions. So choose between 200 to 500 units project is the safe choice. Some of you may ask me, should I buy 99 years or freehold? Well, this you have to look at the disparity in prices between new launches and freehold. As mentioned, new launches has been all-time high, generally above $2,000 to $2,500 per square feet on average. So it's worth looking at this point of time, at resale freehold properties, either in the CCR or OCR area, because you might find gems. And new launches allows you to pay progressively. So it may not be a strain to your finances for the first few years of the project as it develops. Well, for new launches to make money, the best time to sell and exit is within 1 year of the TOP period. This is what we call the TOP effect. So set a target in terms of percentage for profit. When you reach it, sell it. So typically right now, going forward, you'll be looking at 15 to 30% profit margin for selected new launches project. Next, we'll look at the resale properties. Why do you go for resale? My advice is, if you want to buy resale projects for a good exit flip and sell strategy, go for the freehold or 999 projects. Why? Because for older projects who are leasehold, it's like buying a depreciating assets that depreciates over the years. Whereas for freehold properties or 999 properties, the values can maintain and increase over time, especially if they are en bloc potential and they are surrounding government land sales that happen to sell higher and higher. Some of you may ask me, which one do I go for? New launches, they're mostly 99 years, or resale properties. My preference will be the freehold resale property because I can still find disparity in prices between the new launches 99 years and freehold resale property. As I mentioned, I've guided my mentees to be able to buy District 9 freehold resale property at 1,003 to 1,005 per square feet. They are sitting on a potential upside of up to 50% because they have en bloc potential. In today's market, new launches, they are 99 years old, they are selling at all-time high. So at the point of this recording, W Residence has been offloaded by developer at up to 40 to 50% of the launch price. There's one buyer that recently sold at a loss of 1.4 million. Then there's this Lentor area where there are 6 plots of government land sales that have been launched with a total unit of up to 3,000 units. So imagine when all of them TOP, there will be a great competition. And what's more, there's one recent plot in Lentor that are sold below the previous plots of government land sales in Lentor. So the storyline of the sales agent that sold you, telling you that next plot or GLS will sell higher, thus you'll be able to make a bigger profit, may not be true. So for new launches, you have to make a careful selection because it's often a hope and pray method. So in summary, whether to buy the new launches or the resale freehold properties, you have to keep in mind the PESI strategy. Plan for the budget and stick to the budget you set up for. Earn as much as you can and as young as you can to save up for the first investment properties that you wish to buy. In the next episode, we'll focus on property investors who have already owned 1 or 2 units and are likely in the range of 35 to 45 years old. We'll look into how they can look into strategies that can multiply their wealth within this 10 years period. That's all for today's episode. If you like our content today, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode.